Hello and welcome to Encrypted Inc. I'm your host, Dan Encrypted, decrypting ASICs and crypto for you. Shout outs to Perth Crypto Crew and Perth Crypto Group, as well as the Let's Talk Crypto meetup, which is happening this Wednesday, which is tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Grand Bar and Bistro. Guys, I can't stress enough, if you're new to crypto or just want to know more or just want to meet like-minded people, get on to the meetup. It is so good. There is so much to learn, so much to talk about, and it just opens your mind about the possibilities of crypto. So if you're from Perth, Western Australia, get to that meetup, which is tomorrow, 6 p.m. at Grand Bar and Bistro. Shout out to Bailey for putting that on, Kevin for the Perth Crypto Group, and also James for setting up the Perth Crypto Crew. All right, today's show, we're going to talk TA on Ethereum and Bitcoin and just see where we're at in the market at the moment. My personal opinion and analysis on it, where are we headed from now? What's also previously happened, whether you're new to crypto or not, that you may or may not know about the taproot on Bitcoin. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the effect on the market on that. I'm going to explain what potentially could have happened in the market that we've just seen previously based on the news of the taproot happening and it actually happening in itself. So let's get straight into it. What I want to talk about is, obviously we look at Ethereum and Bitcoin because they are, I guess, in somewhat the indicators to the market as a whole, especially in regards to altcoins and the movement of altcoins. So I'm going to talk about both of them here. And as you can see, we've seen quite a significant upward trend from the 30th of September. Okay. Now, as you can see on my TA, we are exiting a channel that we've seen up with Ethereum. Bitcoin has done some interesting movements here, but very, very similar. And from what I can see, I guess at this particular point in time, is that we're entering a consolidation period for both BTC and Ethereum. Now, what does this mean for the rest of the market? Well, you probably know that a lot of altcoins move with, you know, the price of both of these particular cryptos. So we're already seeing, as you can see, like a sharp downward, you know, I call it just like almost a cliff, a falling off a cliff moment here for both of them. And if you just look at what's happening to a lot of the altcoins, I mean, they're all starting to go in the red. This is not new. This is something that's been happening for quite some time. And in studying charts and doing ASICs and crypto trading full time, you just pick up on these things that are actually happening in the market when you analyze numbers and charts and see what movements are affecting what. So what I want to talk about is this particular line here in Bitcoin. Now, I've put that there. That's on the 14th of November. The time's not exactly right, but it's within that day. And I want to talk about what happened at that particular time. So we got the Bitcoin taproot upgrade. Now, that was published on the 14th of November. So it's just happened, as they mentioned. Now, I'm not going to get too much onto what this does, but I'm just going to highlight some very key points about what taproot does for Bitcoin, and it's already here for you to read. So I'm just going to read it out to you. So the first Bitcoin upgrade in 4 years called taproot, and it's just activated. The taproot update means greater transaction privacy and efficiency, and crucially, this is the key point here, and crucially will unlock the potential for smart contracts, which can be used to eliminate middlemen from transactions. Okay, now, this is huge because basically Ethereum has become so popular and so big based purely back in the day when they said we're launching smart contracts on Ethereum, and Ethereum built an ecosystem based on smart contracts. Now, this is unlocking that potential for Bitcoin. Now, keep in mind, this was mentioned a long time ago, okay? This taproot, this, you know, building of smart contracts on Bitcoin in particular was mentioned a very, very long time ago. So what does this tell you about when you look at a chart and when it was initially told and when it launched and then what effect it had on the market? Now, I would say even back here within these particular ranges here, this is when Taproot was announced. Even Jack Dorsey mentioned about it. He said he wanted to talk about providing smart contracts on Bitcoin. Ethereum's founder also mentioned that, oh, he can do it, but it's not essentially native like Ethereum is, because, you know, Bitcoin is, I guess, separate to everything else that operates within the crypto space, so different to Ethereum. But essentially, the rumor started back here, and there's a very common saying, and it happens so often in markets, and that is, you buy the rumor, and then when it's released or the story is saying, hey, it's just happened, is when you sell. And in my opinion, this is exactly what's just basically happened here. Taproot was announced back then. We've seen a ride up here. It got released, and now we're seeing a downward trend in price. And it's no surprise to me at all. I see it in the ASX commonly, which I've been trading for years. You think, oh, this is the greatest news release ever. But if they've talked about it before, it's almost like people get in before the rumor happens. And when it actually happens, because the price rises, then it eventually happens. And then everyone's like, oh, okay, well, I'm selling out. And that's pretty much what I believe has happened in the market right here. So we are entering consolidation. So I guess what everyone wants to know is what is the important parts of consolidation. It happens in the ASX constantly, and now the space in crypto is so significantly different to what it was years ago, where you'd see a big ride up in price and a big slam down in a big correction, and it went all over the news. So we're in a completely different space now. So what am I looking at in my TA? Well, what I look at, and I've said it once and I say it again, and I've done it in the TA previously back here, but I won't get into that. If you want to know more about when I did it back then, go and look at one of my previous videos. So what are we entering? If we're exiting this bull run here, I want to know, where's the high? Where was the absolute high? There it is. Where's the middle? Where's the median? There it is. Where's the low? Now I determine a low based on the low just as we hit the high, and it confirms, which is the median, that we're entering into a consolidation period. This to me confirms we're entering into a consolidation period. Now, where do we go from here? Well, what other factors are also, in my mind, determining whether we're entering in a consolidation period? Let's look at Wall Street. Wall Street's opened up in the red. It's the third week within a month, which typically for me is always interesting because I find markets tend to consolidate quite a bit on the third week of every month. This is in the ASX in particular, and even more so when futures markets expire, which they are due to expire, I believe, around the 20th of December this year, okay? So keep that in mind, because these have massive effects on markets. So if we are entering a consolidation period, which from my TA suggests the high probability that we are, and don't even take my word for it, if you don't believe me, sorry, I've got Zoom. I just got to be very careful here. Okay. Look at Plan B. Everyone loves Plan B. I love Plan B. I think he's right on point. He's got it to a T. We're in a different crypto market. He understands that it's very similar to, I guess, another market, a Wall Street market, an ASX market. There will be times of prices going up, and there will be times of consolidation. That's basically what his graph is showing. Now, this was on the 11th of November, it's the 16th. As you can see, we've seen the growth here. I mean, his wasn't perfect, and it's not a perfect science. But as you can see, as we're hitting this line, it's going to flatline. What does that mean? Consolidation. So Plan B is right on point. I like Plan B. I think he's great. I like what he does. He's very knowledgeable as well. But I look at it in more of a charts basis when I see a consolidation period, and I can just see it by just doing some basic TA on it. And that's where I believe we're at in the market right now. So what's important? What does everyone want to know? Oh, well, it's consolidating. So you have to buy low, right? Okay, here's the key. if you have a channel exiting a consolidation period with a high, medium, low goes by the previous low, exiting the channel. And then also what is vitally important, and especially in crypto, more so even I believe than the ASX or other markets, is find out where another previous low was. And when I mean that, if you can see here, it rose, it came down, and then it consolidated a little bit, but it hit a point and then it rose again. So then here I'm looking at the rise, the consolidation period there, and then, wow, we've seen it spike up again. That's essentially a bull run. When you see this consolidation and then, wow, we're up again. We see consolidation, we're up again. So here's another vital point. So with Bitcoin and Ethereum, if you want to see them as gauges to the market and as to what's going to happen to maybe altcoins in the future, it's quite obvious to know that if Ethereum and Bitcoin are starting to tank, altcoins will most likely do the same. It's also the same in the ASX. The big players dictate almost where the market's going to go anyway, okay? Because that's where most of the money is locked up with, okay? So what is important here is this area for me. So for Ethereum, it's going to be from a price guide of 595677 AUD. Yes, I'm sticking with AUD because I am Australian. If you want to convert it, that's fine. It's quite simple to do. You can just go on Google and get a converter, so you can take notes on this. What I'm also interested in is in a range between 5954 and approximately 5664 AUD for BTC. Sorry, that's Bitcoin. Oh no, that's Ethereum. So for Ethereum, I was looking at that. That's why I got confused. And Bitcoin, I would be looking at 83,133 as a rough guide, and also to a point of 76997. So somewhere within this range. Why, for me, is this important? Okay. First of all, if we're starting to dip and everyone says buy the dip, then that's 100% true. But if I can chart it, it makes my life a hell of a lot easier. Because if I can see it coming into this area, and then it's maybe starting to tail up, it's starting to gain momentum in the upside, what will happen? Altcoins will start to move. And during a consolidation period, what you will find is there will be, like we've seen here in the past within this channel, movements up and down within this period, within this channel. Okay, but what I want to know is where are the low points? Where is my entry into an altcoin? Where's my entry maybe into Bitcoin? Where's my entry into Ethereum? And these are the areas that I keenly look at. And it would be this particular area here and this particular area here. So this is when I'm thinking, hey, I'm going to start, looking at my strategy. What altcoins am I going to get into? What am I going to invest in Ethereum? Am I going to invest in Bitcoin? If I am, this is where I'm going to do it. But if I want to go to altcoins and, other things, then, this is where I'm also going to be looking at, because if it bounces off that level, which it most likely will, and it has previously here before, and it has, there as well, altcoins will show gains within those periods as it's rising up. So that's important. What's also important is also to work out, okay, if it's starting to hit another point within my channel, hey, maybe this is a good time for me to start taking my gains. Why would I take my gains? Because we may start going up again and it's a consolidation period. It will most likely go down. It's not a bull, it's not a run like this or like this. It's going to consolidate sideways. And there is money still to be made in a consolidation period. You just have to pick your entry very carefully. Because if you pick it at the wrong point, you end up being a hodler. You're going to have to wait for the next bull run before you start seeing any gain on any of your investments. So that's a little bit of a TA on Ethereum and Bitcoin. What else am I going to talk about? Actually, that's it. That is my show today. A little bit of news, a little bit of TA. I usually do gainers and losers, but you know what? I'm not just here to regurgitate information. I want to give you something of value. So if you want to find out that out, it's simple. Go to CoinGecko, put on, what happened in the last 7 days and have a look. It's actually a good indicator. It shows you what projects are really moving. If you want to get into those projects, get into them. If you don't, you don't. Do your own research. None of this is investment advice as well, guys. Invest at your own risk. Do your research carefully. If you want to learn about TA, go and do a course. MBA, I believe, do courses on TA, or go on YouTube. Do whatever suits you or what works for you. So there's plenty of that out there, plenty to learn, especially in the crypto space. I got into crypto because I particularly just got bored of trading the ASX. I just wanted a new challenge, something new, and it's vastly different, and it's exciting, and I like it. So that's why I delve into both markets in particularly. So that's where we're at right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Dan Encrypted. This is Encrypted Inc. You can find me on Instagram at Dan Encrypted. You can find me at Facebook at Dan Encrypted. You can find me on Twitter at Dan the Encrypted Man. Thank you everyone for tuning in and for all your support. I have 26 subscribers currently right now. The t-shirt giveaway is happening when I get 50 subscribers. We're so nearly there. So if you like the content, if you like what I'm providing to you, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, share with your friends, and yeah, you can learn something, you may not, it's entirely up to you, but I'm putting the content out there for you. So thanks for tuning in, and I wish you all the best and have a good week.